It's so fun on the climbs.
It is.
It's wild.
All right, guys. I am out here with a buddy of mine, Steve Janiak, and we are at the Alpine Valley Trail here in North Troy, East Troy, Wisconsin. Today, we are going to put the Ramblas, the Aventon Ramblas, out on the trails, and also we are using my Giant out here on the trails as well. Steve hasn't tried out any of these bikes yet, so first we're going to do the first lap with me on the Ramblas, and then we're going to switch bikes so that Steve can see what that bike is like. You ready?
Right, I'm ready. Let's do it.
All right, let's go. Now, Steve has been on this trail multiple times, so I am letting him lead the way. And Steve has been riding bikes for about 30 years. So he is way more experienced than I am. As I looked at this trail, 72% of it is black diamond. And if you guys know, I am just a beginner by far. But Steve said that's Midwest black diamond. So it shouldn't be near as hard as some in other areas. And I'm going to find out. This is also Steve's first time riding any sort of e-mountain bike. So there'll be a lot of firsts for him today. First testing out the Giant, and then he will test out this Aventon Ramblas. We are taking the long loop today. Said it should be about 8 miles. Trail takes about an hour. We plan on doing at least 2 laps, and then we might go hit a different bike park. Now, the only changes I have made to this bike was switching out the grips. The ones that come stock with the Aventon, they seemed a little bit too thin. I saw these Trail One grips. I think they're called Monster grips or something like that. I don't know. I'll leave a link in the description, but I ended up getting these because they're a little bit thicker, but not too thick. And this is my first time using them, so we'll see how I feel about them at the end of this ride. I would not want to try doing this on a non-e-bike. This is my first real ride of the year, though, and I plan on doing many more. But even on an e-bike, rides like this show you how out of shape you are. And I ride bikes all the time. I just don't ride them like this. Woo! That tree comes up. Now the bars on this Ramblas are 760 millimeters. The bars on the Giant are 780. Depending on how the day goes, we might trim those bars down to 760. I do like the width of these bars, but I don't know if an extra 20 millimeters is going to make a difference. But we'll find out later when it's my turn to get on there. There we go, right through it. Oh,
The short loop goes that way.
I know, but we're doing a long loop, right?
Yeah.
Is that a drop?
There's a little skinny down drop.
It didn't look like a little drop from here.
Go straight at it, it'll be fine.
Oh, okay, it's stiff. Oh, that's a little scary. Oh, that's scary. There we go. Ooh, I don't know if she's gonna make it. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Oh, she almost. Oh. They should call that one the Nutcracker. Ooh, what is this?
Up and over.
Huh.
So when you hit the top, you gotta go left a little bit.
Okay.
Don't go shooting straight off. You gotta turn. You lose a lot of momentum.
Yeah.
You get some speed.
All right. Here we go. Oh, I'm passing you. Get out of the way. Get out of the way. Oh, I don't want to lead. I'll lead for a little bit. All right, here we go. Chunky, chunky. Oh, my foot slipped off the pedal. There you go. Oh. Here we go. Yeah. With this bike, I feel more comfortable like hitting stuff like that than I do with that one. You know, if you've been on Instagram and you see all these guys like just flying 50 feet in the air and all this kind of stuff just going really fast, those guys are pros. But for the average guy, like you and me, or average gal, trails like these are super fun. And a bike like this is more than capable to handle it. I definitely feel rusty, but this is just a reminder on how fun this stuff is and why I got into mountain biking in the first place. So just grab a bike, hit some trails, and sometimes hit a rock.
Yeah, it's a tricky little turn.
Yeah, it is. Did you go over that big rock? Hoo-yah. Oh, man, my chain ring hit. It's all right. This bike can handle it. At least I hope so. We're way on the other side of the track. So that walk home would be a long one. Chunky, chunky, chunky. Yeah, I think no matter what your age, just getting out here and riding some trails, I mean, you're not thinking about anything else besides just what to do. It's good for the mind. Ooh, ooh, that was slippery back here. The sand was loose. Okay, so I felt the hardtail on that one. Oh, yeah. Well, you don't see that one until you're right up on it. Oh, yeah. Ooh, almost went off the trail. There we go. There we go. Come on, baby.
Roll back.
Which I just did. Thank God my seat was down enough. Dropping my seat just a little bit more, just in case we run into something like that again. I almost didn't clear the seat when I went all the way back. And that probably would have put me face first in the ground. Ooh. Ooh, we do a lot of climbing. Woo. Oh, I think that was my first drop.
After doing all that on a regular bike, this is the hardest climb right here.
Oh, this is still part of the trail?
It's not really worn yet.
Ah. This is why we have little fenders on the front wheels to keep that mud from just flying in your face. Now, I can't say what my back looks like, but at least I'm not eating mud. Ooh, what is snow? I'm like, what? Uh-oh, is this blocked off or? Guess not. Whoa! Ow! Hit the tree. Ouch. Oh well. Whew. Got lucky. Steve is now comfortable enough with the Giant that we ran into a 5-foot drop. He's gonna go ahead and hit it. I don't have the guts. Oh, he made that look easy.
It's a log job.
Oh, nice. Ooh. Boy, that looked more intimidating than what it was. All right, that is a big rock garden. Let me give that a shot. Ooh, pedals aren't in the right spot. Yeah. Woohoo! We have just finished with our first round of this track. It's about 8 miles long, and it took us about an hour to do it. Now we're putting Steve on the Ramblas, so now he gets to see what the hardtail Ramblas is like. I'm gonna hop on the Giant because I haven't been on that bike since fall. So, round 2. I forgot to tell you, with the app, you can tune that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so you can make it, you can make the pedal response quicker. You can decide how much Newton meters of torque goes to each Eco Turbo and Eco Trail and Turbo mode. But right now, it is in factory mode. I thought that was a really cool feature.
The dropper.
Yeah? You think it's just the lever?
Slipped. No, it slipped.
What do you mean it slipped?
So it's loose. It's not tight anymore.
Oh no. Oh, I got tools.
I don't know how to tighten it.
Yeah, it's
I
underneath.
was looking back there.
It's here. Fix it or you can just fix it. I got tool, or you got tools? I got tools. Guys, this is why you always take tools with you out on the trail so you can make adjustments. So you'd have to pull on it, right? Make it tighter. Right? Put that back. And then like if you tighten it, won't that fix it? After today, I'm going to take this thing to the bike shop and tell them
Oh, there it goes. All right.
and tell them to put a different lever on it. That's super long now. Well, maybe it's stretched, you know? We've been using the crap out of
Well, I
it.
said maybe it was slipping down here.
Try putting some weight
Something's
on it.
fucked in there.
Try putting some weight on it.
We'll just ride it out.
Are you okay with it at that height?
Yeah. But
I know that thing's super long, so
it wasn't that long. So I
yes.
think it's slipping where it connects to the dropper because it pulls on the dropper.
Yeah.
I'll just ride it out.
Yeah, I love the seat and the dropper seat post on this bike. I mean, it just moves super smooth. That's one of the things that I noticed with the Ramblas. Oh, hey, I'm not turned on. Okay, now that now that the bike is turned on, let's go ahead and hit this. Yeah. Oh, I wasn't going near it fast enough. Of course. All right, there we go. Ah! Didn't plan on hitting that rock, and then I almost hit that tree. The more you ride, the better you get. Ooh, man. Ooh. Here we go. Ooh, boy. All of this is climbing. And Steve is just once again just pulling ahead of me like mad on the climbs. You still have that in trail mode?
Yeah. I flipped it to turbo for a second. It's just too much. You don't need it.
Yeah, you're blowing me away on that.
It's so fun on the climbs.
It is.
It's wild.
Probably one of the funnest hardtails there is out there. Ooh. Bro, that felt good. And that's where the Ramblas will leave anybody in the dust, is on the climb. He has to wait on me. I can't help it. My bike's not as powerful for climbing. Ooh. I got sketch. All I was doing was staring at that tree trunk that was laying there. That was a mistake. Ooh. And we're back to climbing. Of course, I don't know when we're not climbing. Feels like we climb more than we go down. Oh yeah, this is a spot. Wasn't going near enough. Wasn't going fast enough to do something like that. Oh, there's that drop. Yeah. Whew. All right, guys, we ended up doing 2 laps here at the Alpine Valley Trail. Steve did the first lap on the Giant, then he did the second one on the Ramblas. Steve, what'd you think about either one of these bikes?
Both were a lot of fun. I've never ridden an e-bike before on mountain bike trails, but obviously this Giant is an enduro category bike, and it was fun to ride and head over some of these rocks that we had here. The Ramblas was a completely different feel. It's a hardtail, obviously, but it had a little more power. I'll say that. It was quicker on the uphills for sure. It was fun.
Now, as you guys saw, we did have an issue with the dropper seat post. We'll go ahead and get that fixed. I think when it comes to the Ramblas, that might be the only weak part about this bike. I don't like that lever. I'm not a huge fan of it. So we're probably going to switch out the lever, see if that fixes the issue. And then for the trails here, we might be changing out the tires here a little bit. You heard me talk about that during the ride. But yeah, man, I mean, we're ready to hit the next trail. Now, Steve's been riding for 30 years. And I appreciate you inviting me today.
Yeah, no problem.
So thanks for watching. And until I see you again, enjoy the ride. I forgot to mention, at this park, we ended up going, each lap was 8.5 miles, and we climbed 1,000 feet of elevation. The Ramblas at the end of all this has 39% battery power left, and my Giant has 40. So in case you were wondering how that worked out, now you know.